Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cheap Comic Collector. Today we're trying something a little bit different. This is a claim sale for The Spirit, published by Kitchen Sink. Um, I don't have a complete run for sale, but definitely a huge chunk of the run is here. I believe it ran 87 issues, the main series that Kitchen Sink did in the 80s and into the 90s. But before we get to showing the books, let's talk a second about Will Eisner. Guy was a master storyteller, right? He was born in 1917, died in 2005 here in Florida, and I just feel like he's very underrated nowadays. That people don't. I mean, yeah, there's no high value on any of these books. There should be. These should be. I can't believe that these are not up there with uh, what the Karl Barks stuff goes for, or Walt Kelly's stuff, or whatever. I mean, the originals probably do. I've never had the original prints. And if you're not familiar with the Spirit, uh, he was originally printed in newspapers, right? They would print the pages of the newspaper so that when they were folded a certain way, it became a comic book. He folded it up in 4 sections to make the size of a comic book. And Will Eisner created those sections. And they were published in different newspapers. Uh, and there was other stories in them besides the Spirit, which he oversaw. But um, the Spirit sections were usually 7, 8 pages, I believe. And that's a lot of work. And think about that. Most cartoonists working in newspapers, they would do one strip a day, and they would maybe do a Sunday page and a strip a day the rest of the week. This guy created 7, 8 pages every single week, complete story every single week. And he was a master at it. He uh, uh, you know, uh, uh, yeah, you can see his progression through this series, reading it. And he started out great and got better and better and better. The art gets more and more better. I'm reading my way through the series. I have the complete set now. I'm only missing one issue. I'm missing number 18. So if anybody's got that one and they want to trade for a couple issues, I'll be happy to trade. Because for some reason that one's eluding me. But I could probably find it if I tried hard enough. But usually they've just been falling into my lap. So um, anyway, these are back to Will Eisner, right? The guy won 7 awards from the National Cartoonist Society while the Spirit was being created. The comic book industry awards are named after him, and they were named after him while he was still alive. That's an achievement all by itself, right? Usually, if you have something named after you, it's in memorial to. Um, uh, yeah, the original Spirit ran in the newspapers from 1940 to 1952. This main series doesn't reprint the whole thing. There's a mini series, I think, that ran 10 issues called The Origin Years, which reprints the earlier ones. If you have both of those sets, I believe it's the full run, but I'm not. Don't hold me to it. I can't swear to it. I think I'm still missing a few of the Origin Years. I do have a couple of those in here as well that are for sale. And then at some point, he left the industry. He stopped cartooning, and he came back in the 70s because he got invited to a Comic-Con, and he saw Underground Comics, and he realized how much the industry had matured in the years that he'd been away from it. And so he started creating again. He invented basically, as far as I know, he invented the modern day graphic novel, right? Because he saw what people were doing and realized that all the kids that were reading comic books back then, well, we're not now. They're all grown ups, and they want something more mature, something other than superheroes just fighting each other. So, and he was already doing that with the Spirit. You know, um, this is these are comic books to read, right? They're a master class in how to create the comic book art form, um, and it's unbelievable to me that they're so uh, undervalued. But anyway, we are going to do a claim sale. I want to talk about that a little bit. This is the Spirit back here, in case you don't know what he looks like. But there's a reason this character continues. Um, he's been published. I think just about everybody except maybe Marvel has published him at one time or another. Even Harvey had a Spirit comic at one point. And of course DC recently did uh, you know the same character but with new creators working on him and so on and so forth. Um, and I don't think I've ever read any Spirit story that I haven't at least liked a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to switch over to the other camera. We'll get started. And I'm not going to actually edit stuff into this video, so you're going to see me actually change my lighting here. So bear with me for a second. And if you don't have any interest in these comics, then there's really no reason to continue watching this show, because that's all it is a claim sale for the Spirits that I have doubles of. So here we go. These are $3 a piece. They will come bagged and boarded. They're all in very nice condition. There may be an occasional spine tick on some of them, but for the most part, they're really nice. And like I said, a huge portion of the set is here, because there's like this many. And but these are all doubles for me. I've only need one more issue to complete the first run. So this is Spirit: The Origin Years. This is number 1. This basically reprints the first 4 stories from the original newspapers printings. And these were all comics were all printed by Kitchen Sink, starting in the 80s. Will Eisner was working with them. He oversaw the production and everything. Everything was basically approved by him. So they're good quality stuff. Also, they have huge articles in each issue telling stories about Will Eisner and his life and his creation of the Spirit and so on and so forth, and the little anecdotes about every single story. They're a fascinating look and read into that time period of the 40s. So I mean, I'm not through the 40s yet in what I'm reading. Also, he created this in his shop. Other people were working for him. Bob Powell, Wally Wood, famous people, that became famous. And Wally Wood actually has art in later issues. But he got his first job working as a background artist for Will Eisner on The Spirit. Here's number 4 of the Origin Years. And these covers are actually taken from the artwork inside. So if they look a little odd, that's why. But these, the main series, this is number 1, all have, I believe, original covers by Will Eisner. So we got number 1, number 2, and I'm sorry, I started to tell you the prices. $3 a book. It's free shipping if you get 10 or more, and you can combine these with my other sales. So it's real easy to get 10 books if there's only one or two that you want. It is a claim sale, so it's first come, first serve. You just comment in the comments below, and I will respond back, and we'll go from there. It's real easy. I accept PayPal and Ko-fi, and we've been doing this kind of thing for a while with my regular sales. Every week we do recorded claim sales like this one for various books. And so if you're new, please check them out. Spirit number 3, great cover on that one. I like that a lot. Reminds me of that ride at Disneyland. Number 4, number 5, number 6. And if this is a series you've been thinking about trying to put together, here's your chance, because most of them are here. Number 7. Yeah, the wear is on the bag, not on the comics. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Oh, I should probably mention that there is a black stereotype character in the stories as Will Eisner's sidekick assistant. So if that bothers you, these are probably not for you. If you can take them in the time period as a thing of their time period that they were created in, then this is good stuff. Number 11, number 12, number 14. So we have our first gap. Number 13 is missing. Number 15, 16, 17. And I'm going to start a second stack because I don't want to really mess up the order, for one thing. But they're also getting high enough where you can't see not going to be able to see the whole comic shortly. So this is number 20, so there's another gap there. Number 21, 22, flying saucer cover. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 45. So it's quite a big gap there, 34 to 45. 46. And we're just about even with that other stack, so I'm going to move these over here. Number 47. 48. 49. It was still winning awards in 1988. Number 50. Another gap there, a little one issue. 51. I think after this they become a little more sporadic. 52. 53. 54. 57. So another couple issue gap. Great cover there. I always like covers where they're wrestling an alligator for some reason. 59. So one issue gap there as well. 60. 61, and 62. And I'm going to pause there because I realize I haven't shown you any of the art on the inside. So let's take a look through this one. And this is just random. I did not plan on showing you this one. It's just, I want you to see how good they are. And some of the earlier issues were color. They went back and forth from color and black and white and paper quality. Also, one thing to mention that these were printed in newspapers. So back then the newspapers were larger, right? You get a newspaper today, they are much smaller than they were printed back then. So basically, newspapers used to be this wide, plus, this long again. Number 63. So I don't know what my point is, other than they had better newspapers back then. Number 64, number 65. And you know that trend where they make like little kid characters out of the characters? Huh. What's that? Wonder where they got that idea from. Number 66, 67, 68, 69, 73. So another gap there. Great cover on that one, though. Look at that. 74, 76. So one issue gap there. 77. That's the one I used as my background. 78. 79. And then there's another big gap. We go to 85, 86, and 87, which I believe was the last issue. And like it says on the top here, Wally Wood art. Will Eisner didn't I think draw them all the time towards the end of the series, but he basically trained Wally Wood. Wally Wood, he was Wally Wood's first employer in the comics industry. So, and you can definitely see EC's comics influence. Yeah, you want to say EC's comics influence on these stories, but in actuality, EC was probably, these were first. So EC was inspired. Those artists were contemporaries, and some of them worked for Will Eisner. He's the one that taught them how to draw that way. So there you have it. Those are the ones I have for sale. These are all doubles for me. They're $3 a piece. Thanks for watching. I'll probably do a couple more of these kind of episodes because I also have a huge run of The Power of Shazam. So, which doesn't seem to get much love at the regular sales and auctions that I do. So, and again, just like this, those are beautiful covers and well worth what I'm asking for them. I just really encourage someone to get these because they're fantastic. That's all I got to say. Have a great day, everybody. I will see you soon. Take care. And thank you.